What's up guys, and welcome back to another video, and today we're doing top 5 greatest female wrestlers of 2016 in the WWE. I wanted to make this a top 10 list, but if I had done that, then there would be people in the list that wouldn't deserve to be in it, and they're just in it to fill it up. So I decided to change it to top 5 and make it more meaningful to make it on the list. I have 2 honorable mentions. First off, we have Bayley. The reason why she missed the list is because Raw hasn't showcased her, because all they cared about was Sasha Banks and Charlotte, which is a true shame. The second honorable mention is Nikki Bella. Ever since making her return at Summerslam and the crowd gave her an insane pop, I knew she was going to make an impact on the women's division on SmackDown. Nikki Bella would turn face, and she really put a lot of women over on SmackDown, and I respect the work she has done so far. Now let's get straight onto the list with number 5, Becky Lynch. The first half of 2016 has been exceptional to Becky Lynch. She stole the show at WrestleMania with Sasha Banks and Charlotte. While she didn't do much during the first half of the year, it was the second half that showed us the true talents that Becky has. She was the first pick who was a woman on SmackDown, which basically means that she was set to be the top star of the women's division on Tuesday nights. Becky Lynch became the first SmackDown Live Women's Champion. She proceeded to feud with Alexa Bliss, which I found really entertaining. Even though she lost her title to Alexa Bliss at TLC, she still deserves a spot on this list for all of the accomplishments she has done thus far. Also, I'm really excited to see what she does next year, which could involve a heel turn. Number 4, Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks had a pretty good year. She started off the year feuding with Becky Lynch and Charlotte for the title. They would go on to feud and wrestle at WrestleMania for the women's title. Although Sasha Banks was unable to capture the title at the grandest stage of them all, that match did say a lot about the women's division. Like I said, they managed to steal the show from top stars such as Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, and Triple H. Sasha Banks would later get injured and stay sidelined for a couple of months. Once Banks made her return, she received one of the largest pops of the year and started her feud with Charlotte again. Sasha has won the women's title 3 times this year, all of which were on Raw. One time was a normals match with Charlotte, the second time was another normals match on Raw, but they main evented, and finally the third time was on Raw a couple weeks ago where they main evented again, but in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Sasha Banks could have ranked higher on this list if she managed to defend her title successfully at pay-per-views. Being a 3-time women's champion isn't too shabby for your second year on the main roster. Number 3, Alexa Bliss. What a year it has been for Alexa Bliss. It is crazy how she has been on the main roster for just half of a year, but it feels like she's been here for a decade. The reason why I say this is because with little experience, she proves that she's a quick learner. While she is currently a heel on SmackDown, she has been killing it on the mic. Seriously, she plays a character that you just want to hate. Also, she can carry her own in matches with her in-ring skills. One of my favorite matches from her this year is actually while she was still in NXT. On an episode of NXT, her and Bayley had a great match, and that is actually the match that caught my attention for Alexa Bliss. After that match, I knew she was destined for greatness. 6 months later, and she becomes a champion. Number 2, Asuka. Some can argue and say that Asuka is the best women's wrestler of the WWE for the year of 2016, but because of the talent that had to go on the main roster for the draft, she hasn't had the best woman she can feud with. But when she did have great experienced opponents, she was very, very good. To start off the year, she would capture the NXT Women's Championship from Bayley at TakeOver Dallas. She then had a good feud with Nia Jax where she successfully defended her title. Asuka then feuded and defeated Bayley again at TakeOver Brooklyn 2. And after Bayley got called up to the main roster, Asuka needed a new opponent for TakeOver Toronto. Asuka's new opponent was none other than Mickie James. They had an amazing match at TakeOver where Asuka won. Asuka has been very dominant in NXT. She is currently undefeated and seems to be crushing anyone coming her way. Personally, I would love to see Asuka versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. 2 streaks and 2 titles on the line. Now that would be a good match. Number 1, Charlotte. You guys had to see this one coming. WWE has booked Charlotte to be the best woman wrestler in the company today. I think it's even fair to say, by the end of her career, she will be thrown around in the argument for being one of the best of all time. Charlotte had the best year out of all the women in 2016. She held the Divas title until WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, they announced that there will be a new women's title. So at WrestleMania, she would capture her first ever women's championship. She would hold that title for a majority of 2016. She lost it 3 times on Raw, like I said earlier, but she was able to win it back at SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell, and Roadblock. She is also undefeated in the last 16 or 17 pay-per-views when the title's on the line. Ultimately, 2016 will be known as Charlotte's year in the women's division. as always, thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Follow me on Twitter at Pllana, and also check out my other channel, Official Life Facts, and I'll see you all later.